All right, guys, welcome to another random live Q&A. Whenever I have nothing really going on in the night, I just decide to go ahead and do a quick pop-up live. My wife already received her bachelor's degree the end of this last semester a few weeks ago, but she decided to take one more class because apparently it gets her some sort of other certificate. So she has an online class right now. So I thought while she's on that class, I'll just go ahead and do a live for everybody real quick. Do a quick Q&A. One of the most common questions that I get so far has been, when did I go full time on eBay? When should a person go live? When should a person go full time on eBay? So I just wanted to kind of give a few guidelines and parameters on when it could be possible and when it should be a good time to go full time on eBay. While I'm giving these few parameters, feel free to ask me any question about eBay or business in general or about my personal life, and I will get to them. So when should a person go live? I keep saying live. When should a person go full time on eBay? Again, this is my opinion. I'm just some guy on YouTube. So I believe that you should go full time when you have a few parameters set in place. The first one is you need to understand how much your bills are every month. So let's say that for example, my bills each month are about $4,400 a month. Some people in the Midwest, their bills, they can live comfortably off of $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. Some people in California and New York, their bills are $12,000, $15,000 a month. So you have to understand how much your bills are per month. And then I would not go full time until I had at least 6 months of savings in my bank account before going full time. So what does that mean? Let's say that you live in Columbus, Ohio. I spent many a summer in Columbus, Ohio, knocking doors and doing pest control. Love that town. Love that city. A lot of people can live in Columbus, Ohio for $2,000 a month. So I would not go full time on eBay until I had at least 6 months of income saved away, untouched. So in this scenario, it would be $12,000. In my town, let's just say that my bills are $4,000 a month. I would not go eBay full time until I had at least 24. Wait, hold on. 6 times 4. Yeah. $24,000 in my bank account. So that way, if something goes terribly wrong, or if I get suspended, or if I find out that I'm just really not great at this job, I have that money to fall back on to keep us afloat while I'm continuing to build and continuing to lay that foundation. So that way I can rely completely on eBay. Another parameter is that I believe that you should be making double your bills on top of that. So you should have 6 months of bills saved up, and then you should be making at least double what your bills are. So if your bills are $2,000 a month, you should have $12,000 saved, plus be making $4,000 every single month. So that way you can pay your bills, have some more money to reinvest into your business, or to go on vacations, or to live the life you've always dreamed. One common thing is people go full-time into eBay too quickly, and unfortunately some people get washed out, and it can become a really, really bad situation for themselves and their families. So you got to make sure that you have a good foundation. 6 months, I would even recommend 12 months of just complete liquid in your bank account ready to go. Then make sure that you're making at least double your bills. And obviously you'll want to shoot for triple and quadruple and quintuple and all that good stuff. The more money you make, the better, right? And that's why we're doing this. So make sure that you have your bills paid by making more than double your bills every single month. Continue to live. Okay, this is a hack as well for wealth and business. Once you increase your income, don't increase your lifestyle. If you've been living on $2,000 a month for the last decade, and now you're making $4,000, just keep living on $2,000 and save, and keep saving and keep saving and keep saving. And then once you make $6,000 a month, if you can keep living on $2,000 a month, like, Just do that for a year, 2, 3, 5, 10, and watch your life change. So parameters: have 6 months of bills. Parameter number 2, be making double your bills every month on average. And number 3, don't increase your lifestyle once you increase your income. You can do that farther down the line, but once those 3 parameters are in place, you are able to go full-time on eBay. And I would put in another parameter. You should be selling, in my opinion, at least 0.8% of your inventory every day. So to keep things simple, try to get 1% every day. So if you have 100 items listed, that means you're selling 1 per day. If you have 500 items listed, you're selling 5 per day. During Q4 and Q1, my sell-through rate is usually around like 1.6%, which means if I have, which means I sell 1 item for every about 70 that I have listed. So when I have 1,000 listings, I'm usually selling 16 per day. If I have 2,000 listings, selling about 30 per day. But during the slower quarters, quarter 2 and quarter 3, my sell-through rate drops down to about 0.9%. So for every about 111 listings I have, I sell 1. So if I have 1,000, I usually sell 9. Right now I have 2,000. I'm selling about 17 or 18 a day. So those are the parameters to go full-time. We don't have too many questions, so if you guys want to ask a few more questions, then we can start getting this Q&A rolling. If you guys want to ask me more specific questions about when to go full-time, if you have any questions about anything related to eBay, to business in general, if you guys have any questions about me personally, or you'd like to get to know me a little better, I'm down to answer any question. My in-laws are about an hour away. They're driving down from their place, and they're going to spend the night with us. So I'll go until they get here, which should be anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and a half. So let's get some questions. Beast Mode Reseller says you should never go full-time on eBay. I think it's an awesome opportunity. If you can really set those parameters, then yeah, it can be a huge life-changing thing for you. But hey, not everyone's built for it. Not everyone can go full-time. Someone says, congrats on over 4,000 subs, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this for a month now. I never thought that I would be to this point already. I really appreciate it. That's all on you guys. So thanks for coming out and watching and supporting and all that good stuff. Thanks for coming and listening to some guy on YouTube in a dimly lit room at 8 o'clock. Talk about eBay and business in himself. How do you ship golf clubs? So I just released a video today on calculated shipping, and then my process for shipping golf clubs and baseball bats, like these guys. I sell a lot of baseball bats and a lot of golf clubs. I have a specific way of, I list them flat rate for $12.95. Oh, wow. Cha-ching King, way to go on your channel. Way to go. Your channel is killing it. A $10 super chat. That is that is so cool. Thank you so much. Wow, that's awesome. Sorry. So I have a specific way of shipping baseball bats and golf clubs. I have a flat rate of $12.95, and I ship them UPS ground, not USPS, not the post office, but UPS. Their ground service is anywhere from 2 to 9 days. So if I'm shipping it all the way to like Maine, it's probably going to take 7 or 8 days. But anywhere across the country usually only takes 3 or 4 days, which is pretty similar to priority mail shipping. And I just pray that it doesn't go to Hawaii every time that I list a longer item like that. If it goes to Hawaii, I lose a few dollars on shipping, which is fine. It always works out in the end when you come to your averages. But I have a certain way that I cut down boxes to fold around golf clubs and bats, and I'm able to ship them usually from anywhere from $9 to $12. Sorry, I'll say that slower. I ship them anywhere from $9 to $12. So that's why I do that $12.95. So if golf clubs are going to Las Vegas, which is just 2.5 hours from me, it's going to be about $8 to ship. If they're going to like Kentucky or Ohio, it's going to be like 11. And then if it's going all the way to Maine, it's going to be like $12. But yeah, I will do a video on that process as well, because it's the way I do it. I've never seen another YouTube video on someone doing it quite like I do. When I first started eBay, USPS just had those priority mail like triangle tubes, which were awesome. And then since then, once they stopped doing that, a lot of people stopped shipping golf clubs because it just got too expensive, and they didn't want to build a box for UPS or FedEx. And so it opened up a huge market. So if you guys want to get into selling golf clubs and baseball bats, learning how to do that shipping can be a game changer, because there's a lot less competition because people don't want to ship them. So I'll do a video on that. As well. Eric says, love the channel. I've been reselling for the past year and a half, and I'm really starting to make good money. Is there a particular accountant that you recommend I seek out for advice? Yeah, congratulations on really starting to make some money through eBay and reselling. It's an awesome life to live. I just use a local guy. So if you just honestly just go into Google and type in accountants near me, look at reviews, look at things like that. And then when you're talking to one of those potential accountants, just ask them how much experience they have in inventory-based businesses. Because there's a lot of accountants that, I mean, they even go to school and get degrees and they still don't know all the benefits of running an inventory-based business. A lot of them focus on just people that have normal jobs or run service-based businesses. Especially eBay, we don't run any external ads. At least I don't. So that's one of the main business expenses for like a pest control company or a lawn care company, or even a gas station. Like, they have to advertise. We don't have those expenses. So you definitely want to get an accountant with some experience in inventory-based accounting. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I did. Master Maniac Mexico. You were very supportive in my last live. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. He says, I really do not have another chance, as I can practice my profession as a physician due to cancer anymore. eBay keeps me more moral-wise supported than financially, and thrifting is a thrill. Yeah, so eBay can be a huge blessing to some people. Some people are really affected by health. Some people can't stand for a really long time during the day. Some people just never know if they're going to have a good day physically or a bad day physically. So this side hustle or this full-time job can be a huge blessing to people that, don't have that consistency in health, because they're able to just do a ton of work here, rest for a while, do some more work here, and really make a good living for themselves. Pokemaster Zen said, I remember you saying one of your first products was a wholesale Alibaba type wallet. Have you tried anything like that since? Yeah, so selling those types of products on eBay is especially difficult. It's usually just a race to the bottom, which means if someone comes out with a new product that's brand new, let's say they sell it for $24 free shipping, other people will start to notice, and then they'll buy that same product from China and sell it for $22 free shipping. And then someone else will do it for $19. And then someone else will do it for $17, and then $15, and then all the way down to like $9 free shipping. And at that point, if you're too small, your margin is like zero or you lose money. And then the huge guys that are willing to have the overhead and to have the licensing deals and all that stuff, that are willing to only make 17 cents per order, they're the ones that survive, while everyone else just races to the bottom and gets squeezed out. Squeezed. I'm going to go with squeezed. Final answer. Lock it in. So yeah, everyone gets squeezed out because the 17 cents, not a great margin in my book. But when you're selling 17,000 a day, it can be. So you have to have a full warehouse for things like that. But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. What you can do is build a YouTube or a Instagram audience like I'm currently doing, and then you can sell personal brand items to your audience but it's really tough selling brand new products from China on eBay. It's a race to the bottom, and it's tough. And eBay absolutely hates drop shipping, so I wouldn't recommend doing that either. I've done drop shipping off of Shopify, I've talked about before, which was an awesome, lucrative business, but I would never do drop shipping on eBay. And have you ever played disc golf? I have. I know Harry Tornado really enjoys disc golf. I've only played it once or twice. I'm not like super into it, but it's a really cool game. I actually like Ultimate Frisbee. I've played a bit of Ultimate Frisbee in my day. What is the best time of day to list on eBay? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It doesn't matter. What I would recommend is list when your customers are online. The coolest part about eBay is they are so huge and they do so much advertising through Google and through I'm sure you guys have heard the car parts radio ad, and they do commercials during big events. Customers are coming all day, every day. So they recommend that you like list during those peak hours of when people are coming to the site, but it really doesn't matter. Even in YouTube, it'll show me like when more people are online, and so like I'll do lives when more people are online. But it also has a disclaimer that there's no evidence that videos perform better long term, whether they're posted at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. So on eBay, it doesn't matter when you're listing them. It just matters that you're consistently listing. And what I recommend is listing your items at the same time every day, not because it gives you a boost in the algorithm, but because it sets up really good habits within your business and within your personal life. Consistency wins every single time. So I would recommend scheduling and listing your items at the same time every single day, just for the consistency, not for the algorithm. How do you find the time to post so many videos? So I have ADHD, and my main symptom is hyperfixation. So for a while in my life, I couldn't handle all these different thoughts and ideas and things coming at me, and I always wanted to do 5 or 6 things at the same time. But now I've kind of learned how to hyper focus. Like ADHD has truly become like a blessing for me in my life. I'm able to use it as kind of like this supercharged weapon. So if I can just convince myself that something is the most important thing for an hour, I will kill it for an hour. Or if I can convince myself that I need to do something for 3 hours, I can hyper fixate on it and just trick myself into doing it for 3 hours. So every morning I just focus on one. I try my hardest to focus on one thing at a time and just crush my listings and then crush my sourcing. And then I just am really passionate about YouTube. So it's like this isn't even work for me. I love doing this. So, I mean, I make a little bit of money off of AdSense, and people give me super chats and stuff. So like, it's just really easy to stay motivated and do YouTube. Beast Mode asks, is that your first super chat? It was my first super chat of this live. It's my 3rd super chat ever. And dude, super chats, I will sell like a baseball bat for $500, and a $2 super chat is a bigger dopamine hit to me for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, super chats are just so cool. So yeah, thank you for that. Holland says, do you set shipping days during the week? If so, which days do you ship, or do you ship as needed? I sell throughout the year on average more than 25 items a day. So I ship every single day, but I don't actually ship. I have an employee that comes in, and the first thing she does is she ships all the orders. So she gets here around noon, and she usually has like 17 to 25 items to ship. And then by the time she gets here the next day at noon, she has another 25 items to ship. And then, but when she comes in on Monday, she usually has like 70. So she hates Mondays. Ethan says, would you consider going over viewers' eBay shops and giving feedback? Yeah, so that is, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to do that. the best way to just improve your store is to just keep learning and doing it on your own. A lot of people like get an opportunity to ask an expert about something and they feel really inspired for a second and then they don't make any changes after. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but like people will literally, you know, go to a sales call with Grant Cardone and be inspired and be like, holy cow, I'm gonna like triple my business. I'm gonna be the best seller in the world. And then 2 days later, it's gone. So I would recommend learning slowly how to improve your store on your own. It's going to have a lot more benefit to you in the long run. But yeah, I'm always down to look at people's stores and do things like that. So I have my email listed on my channel. You guys can email me anytime at jrighflips@gmail.com. If you guys want me to look at your stores, look at your listings, if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask me individually off of lives, you guys can do that as well. Tracy says, I am just starting to build inventory on eBay. How often should I go sourcing? That is a impossible question to answer without context. But yeah, it's a great question that you need to ask yourself and look around at your business and see. So if you can, like it just really depends on how much money you want to make, how much time you want to put into your eBay business, how much time you have available to put into your eBay business. I go sourcing every single day because I want my store to be big enough to have continuous sales every single hour of the day. I'm not quite there, but because I sell like on average 19 items a day right now. So I sell one like every 90 minutes or so on average. But if you want to list 5 a day and you can get 20 items every time you go sourcing, then you just need to go twice. If you want to list 10 items a day and you only find 10 items every time you go sourcing, when you got to go sourcing every single day, it just depends on your goal for your business. So I would first just do a trial run to see how many you can list comfortably every day. And then with that data from there, decide how often you need to source to meet that goal. Texas Lady says that I'm doing wonderful on this video. Thank you very much. Sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Keep them up, guys. I'm loving this. Ivy Foster says, does time away have a huge impact on active listings? My husband and I work out of town and just started reselling while we're home. Yeah, they do. It's not like eBay isn't going to put you in the doghouse because you're going on vacations or trying to have like a work-life balance or whatever. But like if you're open, if you own a coffee shop and you're open every single day, people are going to go every single day. But if you're only open Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, if someone goes on a Tuesday, they may never go to your store ever again because like they're not even open all the time. And eBay also sees that. eBay says, okay, there's 4 items that are almost identical in price and in quality and in condition. And one person ships items same day, every single day. One person ships every other day. And one person is going to be gone for the next 6 days. Who do you think eBay is going to give the premium traffic to? So it just makes sense that the more you're on eBay, the faster you answer questions, the faster you ship, the better business policies that you have, such as payment policies, return policies, shipping policies, you're going to get more sales. And the people who have not as good policies and aren't on eBay as often and don't put time into their business every day are going to get less sales. That's not an algorithmic thing. It's just a life thing, like a reality thing. Like people are just going to go to where they can get their items the quickest. So when people click on your item and you have time away on, it will say before they purchase it, this seller is away. You should not expect your item for at least 5 extra days, 11 extra days, however long that you are away. So wow, guys, this is awesome. I just had 2 other people give me $5 super chats. This is amazing. I never thought that. Oh man, this is so cool. Cha-ching says, I can't stick around. Seriously, congrats on your success. And then she says, Texas Lady, 100% agree. Cha-ching King was the guy who gave me my biggest super chat ever. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope whatever you're doing you have a good time in it. Killa Clips 13 said, picked up 3 blue lines because of you, bro. Thanks. Yeah. Even though there's an increase of people listing blue lines, they are still amazing products. And you can price them accordingly and they will sell. VCR players are awesome. I actually, on my Instagram, if you guys want to follow me, I'm the same across all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. It's just JRide Flips. On my Instagram today, I posted a quick video about how I've sold a ton of VCR players and DVD VCR combo players over the last 2 weeks. Those are selling very consistently right now. So it's a good market to hop into. So everybody hop in and put me out of business. Let's go. Texas Lady says, I'm going to look for those also, and the famous brush poppers. Yeah, a lot of people call me the brush popper guy. I just got some sort of... Oh, Tracy just gave me a super chat with like a dancing little icon. That's cool. Dude, I'm so new to YouTube. I'm still learning all these features and stuff. This is so cool. Let's see. Picked up Bay Area Thrift says, what is your go-to order at the soda shop? Dude, there is this weird thing in Utah. So the majority, like literally like more than 51% or higher of the population of Utah are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And part of our practice is that we don't consume coffee. So coffee shops they still do well in Utah, but we are all addicted to soda, man. Like so many Mormon moms go get their soda every single day. So we have these places called Swig and Slurps Up and Fizz Drinks where everyone is just buying, dude, sometimes hundreds of ounces of soda every day. I personally love Mountain Dew. I drink Mountain Dew. Like I used to drink Mountain Dew every day. I'm actually trying to drink less soda overall, but yeah, I drink a lot of soda, and I drink purple monsters every morning. 0 sugar purple monsters. Those get me going every morning. So yeah, I love Mountain Dew. Thanks for the personal question. Those are always fun. Leo Seven said that I just started selling in April with, as of now, only 60 items from my household, only at first. I've sold 11 items with no returns or problems, but have no feedback. Am I doing something wrong? That is a great way to start your eBay career, selling items just from around your house. So good on you there. Awesome job selling 11 items of the 60. That's really good. And you have no returns or problems. So that's awesome. No feedback. Yeah. So I get, for every 5 items I sell, I usually get 1 person that leaves me positive feedback. One of the reasons why is because you can go into your business policies. I'm not sure off the top of my head how to do this, so go ahead and Google it. You can Google how to leave automatic feedback for buyers. And so every time someone buys something, I immediately leave good feedback for them. And then that makes them more inclined to leave feedback for me. So you should get about 1 feedback for every 5 or 6. So you should have 2 or 3 feedback right now. But law of averages, sometimes you can go 40 items in a row without getting any, but then you'll get like 6 out of your next 10. So just keep doing a good job. Just keep selling items at good prices, getting them out quickly, not getting any returns. And if you do get returns, that's okay too. It's part of the process. But just keep doing a good job and your feedback will continue to climb. And then another pro tip, start buying things on eBay because a lot of people are like me and they have that automatic feedback. And so when you buy things on eBay, your feedback will grow because you'll get that automatic good feedback from buying. Kill Eclipse says, I got a question. So I went out for like 8 hours today, hit like 6 stores and found nothing. What's your advice when you have a day like that? Just move on or try to adjust strategies? Yeah. So when I first started, I had days like that all the time. I don't know how long you've been doing this. I'm not sure if you're the one that said you started in April or not. But especially at the beginning, sometimes you have a lot of blank days because you're just not incredibly knowledgeable about things yet, which is perfectly okay. So when you have blank days like that, don't beat yourself up. Instead of being, depressed or sad about the day, go home and research items in your area to look for. just, look up whatever you like to sell. Say it's men's shirts, type in men's shirts, and then scroll over to the side and put minimum $30 and then see what's selling well, and then see if you can find those items in your area. It all just comes down to researching and keep finding, you know, you can watch YouTubers, what sold videos. You can do research on your own by searching into eBay, what sold. You can do Terapeak research, but it just comes with time. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to have those flop days, especially driving around to 6 stores for 8 hours. Dude, that sucks. I feel that. Like, sorry that happened, but it's all just part of the process. A year from now, you're gonna look back and be like, oh wow, those days are few and far between because I've accumulated more knowledge over time. AlphaPath says, any advice for standard shipping via mail or cheap eBay items? Yeah, so I just did a calculated priority video, and next up I'm going to do a flat rate shipping one. Super cheap items. You can sell coins and cards and postcards for like 50 cents on eBay, which is awesome. There's plenty of videos on that, resources on that as well. But yeah, it's just getting those flat rate shipping policies set up in your business. What's your top 5 items to sell? For my business, I sell a ton of remotes. I sell a lot of cameras, but cameras are difficult to get into because a lot of them don't work. So you got to be careful there. But for me, it's remotes, cameras, sunglasses, golf clubs, and then like VHS and DVD players. Those are my top 5 sellers. Do you sell via auction? I don't. So I don't. I never do. I don't sell via auction ever. I strictly do buy it now pricing. Thanks for sharing. You have a blessed day in the name of Jesus Christ. Thanks, Tim. Teaching AI says, I notice when I use Google Lens on clothing, Poshmark items show up way more than eBay items. I don't understand how Poshmark is beating eBay on Google Lens. Yeah, I mean, I that might just honestly, eBay has way more items than Poshmark does, so I don't understand how that's happening either. Maybe it's just, yeah, I don't know. eBay definitely has more items than Poshmark, so it's interesting that that's happening on your phone. Jay Wright, are you in the daily refinement chat the other day? Yeah, Chris, I'm part of the Reseller Nirvana group, and I was the guy, not this Wednesday, but the last Wednesday that Chris kind of like interviewed for like 9 minutes about my day. Yeah, that was me. How long will it be before you have a video on flat shipping? Within the next 3 days or so. Maybe tomorrow, but definitely within 3 days. Ivan Mendoza says, what do you recommend if I've tampered with promotion rate several times? I recommend just, so what I do, I guess this is my recommendation, is every single item that I list, I just do a flat rate promotion of 2.6%. There's some items that don't need a promotion to sell, and there's some items that like absolutely need promotions to be seen. So I just don't waste my time with all the configurations and what needs to and what doesn't. I just do flat rate shipping on all of my items. Sorry, flat rate promotions on all of my items, but I would recommend doing testing, just to see what works best for you. A lot of super chats in here. Thank you guys so much. DBS Merch with the $5 super chat says, loving the channel. Bay Area Thrift says, love the channel, brother. Looking forward to seeing your growth moving forward, with a super chat. Thank you so much. And then Tracy, like I said, did that little dancing emoji one. That's cool. Patrick says, have you ever looked into buying bulk Amazon returns? I wonder how much you could get a truckload for. Yeah, so I have thought about that, and I don't think you're going to like my answer. I recommend buying things piece by piece, so that way if you spend $2, you're going to be able to get 25, or if you spend $7, you're going to be able to get 40. Sometimes you spend $700 on an Amazon pallet, and you put 85 hours worth of work into it, and you break even. And if I'm spending $700 and working 85 hours to make $10 total, I'm not going to be able to put food on my wife's table. So there are people that make a living doing that and have become very successful at that. That's not for me. And I think it's significantly harder to make money doing that than by just buying things from thrift stores and yard sales. Sunny Scout, my dog's name is Scout. Sunny Scout 813 says, I've seen other eBay sellers have a higher shipping cost, $8.99 to $9.99, to cover their cost of goods, but then sell at a lower cost. I know that doesn't change total cost. Do you recommend this strategy? I recommend doing appropriate shipping costs. So, think about yourself. Like the average consumer isn't super easy to trick. Like you can see, okay, this guy is selling it for $20 free shipping, and this guy is selling it for $15 plus 5 shipping. That's the same thing. Or, oh, this guy's selling it for $11 plus 9 shipping. It's still $20. So I recommend pricing your items at a good value. And then this is also a metric that eBay watches, I guess. Man, there's a better word for that, but I can't think of it right now. But one of the metrics that eBay watches is they ask buyers, do you feel that there was an appropriate shipping charge? So if you're overcharging for shipping, it's going to hurt your metrics slightly. So I just recommend doing the best shipping available that you can afford for your customer. Texas Lady says, I have an LDS friend from Sandy, Utah. He is a great person with a channel about earthquakes. Oh, that's cool. I might have to check that out. Yeah, LDS culture. I like it. Some other people don't, and that's fine, but it's a good time here in Utah. Do you leave the eBay store link off your channel on purpose? No, I actually have it on my channel page, but I guess the link is broken, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing it. There's this company that's launching a website in a few days that like has this software that rips all of your items off of eBay and creates a storefront for you, and then uses the eBay information to streamline it. So if they buy it off of your storefront, it still uses the eBay information, and they're messaging me about a possible partnership. And so if I end up doing that partnership, that'll actually be the easiest way for you guys to see my eBay store. So I'm kind of waiting to see if I'm going to do that partnership or not. But yeah, I'll eventually fix that eBay store link. Leo7 says, yes, I leave feedback to my buyers. Yeah, it's a really good strategy to just create a better business, a better reputation. Leave a lot of feedback, and you'll get a lot of feedback back. Patrick says, my friend and I posted our first 6 listings today. We have 72 drafts ready to go and about 40 more to create. Your videos are a huge source of knowledge. Dude, that's how you start an eBay business, man. If you want to set yourself up for success and have consistency, do what Patrick and his friend are doing. That's awesome. I've been doing eBay for 3 years. My main focus is media, video games, and movies. I do electronics as well and just started looking into clothing because of you. Yeah. Media is a good category, but as you mentioned, sometimes you have some 0 days because a lot of media is only worth like 18 cents. So tough market to be in when you're only finding the duds. Some more questions here. Ethan says, I have 230 items listed, and I list 5 a day, but have around another 300 in my inventory. Should I list a ton of items so I can get those other 300 listed, or should I stay continuing with the 5? I say once you're selling 3 or 4 a day on average, I would bump it up to 7. And then once you're selling 5 a day on average, I'd bump it up to 10. But just always make sure that you have a constant flow of inventory coming in. So that way you can keep being consistent. Some people, they have those 300 items and they list all 300 in like 7 to 10 days, which is like, 30 items a day. And now they only have like 4 items to list per day, and it can negatively affect your traffic. It's not a huge deal, but just always make sure that you can keep a consistent number that is slowly rising over time. Which camera do you use for your pictures on eBay? iPhone 14. I'd recommend just bumping up your daily listing number as long as you feel you can keep that number up. Yeah. Killa Eclipse was answering that question that I just answered as well. LMF Plank says, "Hey, what's good? Glad to see you live again. Hope you're having a good day." Thanks, man. Today was a good day. It was a very productive and long day after a quick vacation. It's a bit stressful, but we got through it and got a ton of stuff done. John Doe says, "Definitely still part-time on eBay. Do you have any videos or can point me to one that shows the ins and outs of listing men's clothing?" Yeah, so I actually have a video. I think it's titled Top 20 Men's Clothing that sell on eBay or something like that. And then I'm continuously making more videos on men's clothing about like tags to look out for, how to ship them, all those things. So just stay tuned. And also Thrift a Life has like 30,000 subscribers. He's Thrift a Life. He's probably one of the best resources on eBay for men's clothing. So I'd go there, or I would join the Reseller Nirvana group. Tech and Sports is the GOAT of men's clothing. Vintage Voinier says, "Found 2 pair of Hoka running shoes, $10 each. Should go for $68 each. First time finding Hoka." Yeah, Hoka is awesome. Hoka resale value was climbing up and up and up, and then they just freaking went crazy for like 6 months. Now they've subsided a little bit, but turning 10 into 70 is awesome. So yeah, like a lot of people will say, "Oh, Hoka's dead. What are you doing?" It's not. Like Hoka still sells amazing. People say that about Tommy Bahama all the time. I think I sold 3 Tommy Bahama shirts just today. So yeah, like when people say, "Oh, why are you selling this brand?" Like it was selling for 200, now it's only selling for 80. So who cares? Like I'm 80. So don't. If anyone starts to hate on you for selling Hokas, tell them to put on a pair of Hokas and take a hike. Get it. John Doe says, "Any Michigander here doing the M24 garage sale?" Oh, dude, that sounds cool. Sounds like there's a big old garage sale. Sounds like it's 24 miles in Michigan. That sounds cool. I've never done one of those really, really huge long yard sales. It sounds like a lot of fun though. Everyone spam Commonwealth Flipper in the chat and get him over here and tell him to invite me out to go to one of those sales with him. Aaron Foster, "Do you accept offers?" Yes. I don't know how to share my screen, but I'm going to go ahead and open up my analytics here. I'm going to sales, offer sales. Right now, sorry, I hope you guys can still see me. Like I said, I'm still learning YouTube. Right now, 48% of my sales come from offers sent or accepted. So definitely accept offers if you want to double your income. Ethan Higgins says, "I was selling 4 a day these last couple weeks, but this week has barely been 1 a day." Yeah, that happens. Sometimes it's out of your control. Just keep listing consistently every single day. Seasonality and summer slowdown is a real thing. So I would recommend trying to find more seasonal items. So that way you're not seeing as drastic of a decline in sales, such as, sunglasses, swimming suits, things that like outdoor sporting equipment, things that people would take on vacations or to the park, things like that will sell better during this time. Reverse Benjamin Button Thrift a Life. Reverse Benjamin Button Thrift a Life. I don't know what that means, but I think it's a reference to Thrift a Life. I've only seen a few of his videos, and the few that I have seen were really awesome content. So that's why I shouted him out real quick. Gem Drop says, "When you made your first 10K a month, what was your average number of sales per day and per item? Did you undercut the market or did you keep with the market?" So the way that I price my items is if I see something that has consistently, so first of all, I make sure that items have a decent to well sell-through rate. So if something is selling anywhere from 2 to 100 times a day, you have a lot of research to go through. A lot of data to pick through. And if something is selling consistently for like $22, then I list it for $22. If something is selling consistently for $35, then I sell it for $35. And if it doesn't sell within the first 45 days, I mark it down 15% and then continue marking it down 5% each 45 days after that. So that was the second part of your question. The first part of your question, when I started making 10K a month, how many items was I selling a day? Well, back then, my profit per item was a little higher. My average sales price is like $56. So 10,000 divided by 30, that's $333 a day. And my average profit was about $30. So I was selling about 11 items a day to make $10,000 a day. Nowadays, if you look at my year, I'm selling on average 22 items a day. My average profit is $24. And I also have other revenue streams through my eBay business, like offloading lots and things like that from my storage unit guys and my bins guys. Just a couple more questions here. If you guys want to keep this stream going, start asking some more questions. We got 87 people in here and 39 likes. That's some great numbers there. Thank you guys so much. Road Tripping Drone says, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? I think I saw you comment on a couple of my videos today. Thanks for that. Lisa says, love your channel. If you'll have the people type questions in all caps, it makes it much easier to manage the chat. May help as your channel grows. Yeah, so I actually have been doing some research on some software, and there's some free softwares that are pretty advanced that just put your guys' questions on the screen for me. So after this chat, I'm going to get that set up so that way my streams are a little more seamless. What are your thoughts on stock photos for new in-box items such as sneakers? My opinion is to not do that ever. So it's actually against eBay policy to use stock photos. And people that are shopping on eBay for used items especially want to see that you actually have the item. A lot of people will drop ship items, and so you think that you're going to get it in 2 days, but it doesn't show up for like 27 days because it's coming from China. So I definitely recommend that you let people know that you actually have the item by taking a photo of it. And eBay does not like stock photos, and you can actually get your account banned if you have too many stock photos. I currently have one item in my store that is a stock photo because it's a brand new light box. And so I wanted to show what the actual light looked like. And then I took like 7 photos of the box. What are your thoughts? Oh, how do I check actual sold prices on sold listings? So you're going to open up your eBay app. And then you're going to search, for example, Tommy Bahama shirt. Currently, there are 82,000 plus results. You're not going to be able to see my phone very well, but I'll just try to explain it slowly and accurately. In the top right corner, you're going to hit filter. And then you're going to scroll down to sold. Then once you click on sold items, it's going to show that in the last 90 days, 31,000 plus Tommy Bahama shirts have sold. The most recent one sold for $60, $21, $20, $29, $29, $17, $25. So that's how you do your research. You search any item. So like you can say Gerber pocket knife. There are currently 2,900 sold. This is a bolo, by the way, if you guys inside the United States. If you're in the UK, unfortunately, you can't sell knives, but in the United States, you can sell pocket knives. Gerber is a great brand to look for. There are currently 2,900 listed. You go to filter, you scroll down to sold items. We can see that 4,300 have sold in the last 90 days, and a lot of them are selling for $25, $30, $25, $25, $30. So that's a brief explanation on how to get solds. Looking through the chat here, should I get a store subscription just for the sole purpose of setting discounts? I would, especially because it's only $5 a month. I would definitely do that. The next question, flipping from the trailer. It's a good name. I like it. How do you keep from eBay taking your glasses down for saying they're fake? I don't sell fake glasses. And then I always make sure to stay away from the word prescription. And then make sure to put frames only if they are prescription or if they're not sunglasses. A lot of times glasses get taken down not because they're fake, but because they are prescription lenses and you are not allowed to sell prescriptions because you're not a doctor. And if someone were to wear your prescription glasses that you sold and it affected their vision and they got into a car crash, you could be liable for that car crash. And that is why eBay doesn't let you sell those things, to protect you and to also protect their platform. Lisa says, who is your favorite mom eBay seller I'm a mom and having a very hard time getting started. So I really like, there's a few of them. So a lot of people really like Bolo Buddies. I think she is in the Ohio area. And then there is, I'm blanking on this phrase. What's it called? Homeschool. The homeschool picker. I think she's in Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. She's a really cool one. She taught me. I mean, she doesn't know who I am, but I watched her videos on how to clean and sell pans. So that was a really good video for me to watch early in my career. And I think I bought a little Dremel thing through her affiliate link. So I hope I made her $2 or $3. So those are two really good ones. I really like watching their channels. And then Haley on Harry Tornado is really cool. She's not like a mom, but she's a dog mom. So she's cool too. Man, listed my first hard good today. It was a gift a few years ago. Philips Blu-ray player plus built-in streaming apps, new, unopened, sold in less than an hour. Wow, definitely going to mix it up. Yeah, don't sleep on Blu-ray players. Here, okay. I love to be transparent as possible. So last year, my biggest selling category was consumer electronics, DVD and Blu-ray players. Last year, I made over $12,000 selling DVD combos and Blu-ray players. Those little Samsung and LG like Blu-ray players that are like really tiny, not really tiny, but like are like 10 by 8 inches. Those sell really well for $40 every time too. Does setting discounts actually increase sales dramatically? Yeah. So a lot of people get really hung up on like the algorithm and the platform eBay. Like think about it from a personal standpoint. If you go into Walmart or Target or Macy's or Dick's Sporting Goods and you see that something is 20% off, like you're more inclined to buy it. So it has nothing to do with the algorithm and nothing to do with eBay. eBay is giving you depending on how many items you have listed, hundreds of thousands of eyeballs every single day. And if you just understand human psychology, people like to feel like they got a good deal. So they like to buy things that are discounted, or they like to give, or they like to send offers so they feel like they get a good deal. Has nothing to do with the algorithm, even though the algorithm does boost discounted items, because eBay, better than I do, understands human psychology. So on top of the benefit of the algorithm boost, people want a good deal, and so they're going to buy things that are discounted. Quick history lesson: JCPenney was the first company to start putting, this is the price for our items. Back in the day, people would walk into hardware stores and they'd negotiate how much they wanted to pay for a shovel or for a mixer or for all these things. And then one day JCPenney just decided, oh, the price is the price. If you want to pay that, go for it. If not, get out of our store. And then eventually they started to do the set price plus discounts, and that brought in a ton of revenue. JCPenney was like a pioneer for a lot of retail business. And they did studies back in the 20s and 30s and 40s where they would put a brand new pair of shoes for $150 and they wouldn't sell. And then they would put a week later that exact same pair of shoes for $300 with a red slash through it and then a price of $200. So 50 more than the first time. And just because it was on sale, people bought them for $200 because they were on sale and they felt like they got a good deal. So yeah, dramatically increase your sales by giving discounts and accepting offers and giving offers. Where did you learn the most of your eBay business? Where did I learn the most about selling on eBay? Probably, honestly, just business in general. I've learned a lot from personal mentors in my life, and I've learned a lot from there's a lot of so there's this really cool podcast. I used to be super into fitness. Like, I wasn't always this runty little guy, but then I decided to like super focus on business, so I got really small. But I listened to this podcast called Mind Pump. I have probably learned more about business through this guy named Adam Schafer on Mind Pump, who talks about fitness. So like, I contribute a lot of my eBay and YouTube success to Adam Schafer. I contribute a lot of it to Gary Vaynerchuk. I contribute a lot of it to Grant Cardone, and then I contribute a lot of it to some church leaders and people that just give really good advice, and then just a few YouTubers. But yeah, mostly I've learned how to sell on eBay more through mindset and ideology than actual nuts and bolts of eBay. And I talk about this a lot, and I'll continue to talk about it a lot. If you want to be better at eBay, get better at understanding human psychology, get better at sales, and get better at business, and you'll be better at eBay. But I also do recommend understanding the nuts and bolts of eBay and numbers and all that stuff as well. Yeah, so flipping from the trailer says Kayla, the homeschool flipper. Yep, that was the channel that I was referring to. She's really awesome, and then she's been featured lately on Part-Time Picker's YouTube channel. I like his channel as well. Andy Someda said mine until recently was toothpaste. I don't know what you're talking about. The Iconic Addict says, how much time will you invest in cleaning up, restoring an item? So I have my employee do that for me. She spends on average 15 to 30 seconds per item. And I don't buy a lot of items that need a ton of cleaning. Every once in a while. In the beginning, I wasted a lot of time cleaning disgusting coffee makers and toaster ovens and terrible shoes. But I've just learned to not pick those items up because it's not, very frankly, like, I make with eBay and with YouTube and with my investments, and I have a few other side projects and things that I do. Like, I make like $200 an hour. So like, I lose money cleaning items to put on eBay. So I don't do that anymore. Should I list my items higher and then set them discounted? Okay, so again, like, you're kind of missing the human psychology. So understanding human psychology is like that worked in JCPenney because Walmart wasn't in the same store as JCPenney and Target wasn't. But on eBay, they can see 18 sellers all in a row. So if someone is selling an item worth $30 for $30, and you're selling an item worth $30 for $35 plus a discount to make it $30, people are just going to buy the one that's $30 already. Typically, that's just what the human psychology and the studies have shown us. So a lot of people will be like, oh, I want to sell this for $50, so I'm going to list it for $100 and do a 50% discount. Like, it just doesn't groove with the human psychology of things. Like, people just, they're just looking. Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. Some people do that on eBay and then they complain about slow sales, and I believe that's one of the biggest contributing factors. Andy Someda, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. You might want to use fuller sentences because I have, you might be referencing something that I just have no idea what you're talking about. Flipping from the trailer says, are you on Facebook? Yeah, I just barely started the J Ride Flips Facebook page. I've already hired a voice and improvisation coach to help me say and less. and to be able to calculate and say things on the fly better. So I'm investing that into my business. And then I'm also actively looking for a YouTube team that will be able to repurpose my long content and put it on Facebook and TikTok and Shorts and Instagram Reels and all that stuff. So right now I'm on Facebook. I think I have like one page but that will start growing eventually. And then my TikTok, I just barely started yesterday. And then Instagram, I've had a lot of experience growing channels and things on Instagram. So I already have like a decent presence on Instagram. Sunny Scout says, how do you log all your cost of goods? Just item and cost? I've started to log all the items just to track sales, but it takes a lot of time. Yeah, so talk to a CPA. I'm just, this is all for entertainment purposes. Don't do what I do, yada, yada, yada. I save like two to five receipts a month, and then I average out my cost of goods. I'm a numbers guy, so I've done the calculations. Right now, my cost of goods is like $3.76 each. So when I buy something for $1 or I buy something for $10, it doesn't matter. It just all boils down to my average cost of goods. And at the end of the year, I can show I listed 15,000 items this year, and my average cost of goods on those 15,000 items were $4. So my cost of goods this year was $60,000. It's actually as simple as that. But again, talk to a CPA and yeah, do what your CPA tells you to do. Ethan Higgins says, I have a bunch of buddies that are serving their missions in Mexico as well. Cool to see someone else who served there. Yeah, that's really awesome. So he's referring to my church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A lot of young men from our church go and serve across the world for 2 years. I served my mission in Mexico. I learned Spanish, and it was a really cool time. All right, we only have a couple more questions. If you guys want to keep this going, go ahead and asking me questions. My in-laws we have a family app that we track each other. Oh wow, my in-laws are still at least 45 minutes away, so we can just keep this thing going if you guys would like to. Would love to know when you started your YouTube channel and how much you make on YouTube. So I've been doing this for a month now. I did 2 videos 6 months ago, knowing that I didn't have enough time. Just one day I just decided, hey, I just want to get like a video or 2 up just to see how it goes. So 31 days ago, I had 7 subscribers. Now today I have like 4,500, and I've been posting almost a video every single day for the last 31 days. I became monetized. The process to become monetized on YouTube actually took a while. So I hit the metrics to become monetized 11 days in, but it took like an extra 12 days just to set up the monetization. But I am currently making about $80 a day on YouTube through ad revenue. And then today's been awesome. I've made $25 off of super chats alone from this live video, so that's cool. And then in the link in the description below, you guys can sign up for memberships. I don't expect anyone to do that, but if you'd like to, you can give me $2.99 every month. So yeah. So I mean, right now with my 4,500 followers, I'm making about $100 a day, and then I've already received many emails from brands that want to work with me. So I'm working out deals with them to see what kind of monetization we can do from there. So yeah, about $100 a day to answer your question, and I'm hoping to one day make. My goal is to make $1 million a year. My goal is to make $2,750 a day, and I want to make $1,500 a day from eBay and $1,200 a day from YouTube. That's my current goal. Hi, good evening. At what point in your eBay thrifting career did you hire an employee, and how did you find them? I think my employee has been working for me for 11 months. I believe she started in August, and I just use family members and friends. So everyone that's worked for me so far has been a friend or a family member. If, and that includes my other businesses that I have and had. I always just like to hire hire my friends to work with me, and then we get to hang out at work all day. So yeah, just through close family, friends, and contacts. But yeah, so she's been working with me for 11 months, and I have 2 other employees that I got my first employee probably like 4 months into doing this. He was my friend that lived with me, and he was gonna and he didn't have a job. He was just doing what's it called? DoorDash. Then I said, "Hey man, I'll cover your portion of the rent plus give you $1,600 a month if you want to help me with eBay." And he said, "Yeah, sick, let's do that." So 4 months in. Hey Jake, would you consider doing any type of series of like you reviewing our eBay stores with us with constructive criticism, etc.? Yeah. Someone asked me that earlier. I'm totally down to do that. My advice is to just keep watching videos and doing that research on your own because it's going to go farther for you. Like I mentioned, some people, not saying that I'm an expert, but some people will talk to an expert in a field and become super inspired, but then not do anything about it. That's just one of the human habits and psychology. But yeah, I'm totally down to look at stores and help people correct some mistakes or give advice. But I don't know everything, but I feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. So yeah, I'd enjoy doing that. I feel like you're going to be making people mad given all of this info for free. Yep, that's that. I mean, that's just part of capitalism. People get really pissed off at Apple when they innovate, and then you have to adapt or die. So yeah, the best way to be a good businessman is to be innovative and to give more value than you can receive. And that's the motto of my YouTube business is I'm going to give extreme amounts of value. And hopefully it resonates with my audience. E111 says, "Hey man, I've really been enjoying your videos these past couple of weeks. You're relentless. How do you settle on a price to list at?" Thank you for the compliment. So I go into my eBay solds. So I search. So like, let's say I'm at a thrift store and I come across this bat. So I look up Easton SC900 Stealth bat. And then I go to filters. First, I see how many are listed. I think of this particular bat, there's like 60 listed right now. Then I go over to filter and I scroll down to solds. And then I believe about 80 of these bats have sold. So that's a great sell through for me. And then I go through and I do some research on what they have recently sold for. This bat isn't anything incredible. I think this bat is worth about $30. I'm listing it tomorrow. It's in my queue for tomorrow. I think it's worth about $30. And I learned that by looking at the eBay solds. Wonder what Kevin is making on YouTube. I think you're referring to Kevin at the Commonwealth Flipper. Dude, he's always making some good content. I really enjoy watching his stuff. Edward says, "Thanks, Jake, for answering these personal questions regarding your different businesses. That's awesome for us who want to do the same." Yeah, I love being able to provide information for people on eBay, and also for people that are interested in YouTube, for people that are interested in service-based businesses, drop shipping. I've done a little bit of everything, and I've become much more narrow and focused, which is awesome. Like I'm making more money now than I ever have doing less things. I've learned that. So I talk about this a lot. Like if you chase 2 rabbits, they both get away. So what my strategy now is, I started this eBay business and I sold off the majority of my other businesses that don't pertain to eBay. And now I don't add on another business unless it is directly correlated with eBay, which a YouTube channel is definitely correlated with eBay. If I don't do eBay, I don't have any content to put on YouTube. So it helps me stay focused and do more. That was a little bit of a tangent, but thanks for coming along. I enjoy seeing your genuine joy when people send super chats. Yeah, I feel bad because like I think that encourages people to give me a super chat that normally wouldn't have. I don't, I appreciate them. It's like I said, like the dopamine hit of someone sending me $1 or $2 on a super chat is better than selling a bat for $500. But yeah, it's fun. Thank you for being so transparent. Much appreciated. God bless you. Yeah, for sure. I will continue to be transparent through my whole YouTube career. What is the most expensive item you've ever sold on eBay? Did it make you nervous when you shipped it? I sold a $3,500 gold coin. I was freaking out. Yeah, dude, speaking of dopamine and adrenaline, wow. I bought a pair of Chanel sunglasses. See, someone just gave me a $5 super chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I bought a pair of Chanel sunglasses at a yard sale for $5 that I sold for $1,800. So that was awesome. And yeah, I try one of my aside from super chats, those make me super emotional for some reason. But I am a very emotionless person. I'm working on being more of an emotional person and empathetic person every day. It's one of my goals. But one of the benefits of not being an emotional person is it doesn't affect my business. Emotions can enhance your business, but usually negatively affect your business. So whether I'm shipping something out that's $6 or $600, the process is the same. Did you guys? Oh, you guys are too much. I just got a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. That is from Sunny Scout. Oh, I'm gonna have to tell my dog because her name is Scout. Thank you so much. That's so cool. Freak. What was I just talking about? Let me read that question again. Oh yeah. So whether I sell something for $6 or $600, I do it the exact same way. I'm just as excited or lack of excitement for a $6 item than I am a $600 item. But yeah, if you're selling things that are $3,000, it's almost impossible not to be nervous about that transaction. So I get that. Have you started making money after being monetized? Yeah, I make about $100 a day on YouTube currently. But freak, I've made like $60 just in this live chat alone, so that's cool. Do you expand Amazon as well to sell? Nope. So again, a lot of people have a lot of success selling on both those platforms, but for me, it's just chasing two rabbits. I would much rather completely learn a platform and know everything about it than to get distracted on two different platforms, if that makes sense. Do you bother with pawn shops at all, or you mainly focus on just thrifts? Also, how much do you travel out of your area to hit thrifts? How far do you drive? Yeah, so I don't mess around with pawn shops at all. I did like twice when I first started this, and I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't find too many profitable items because like those guys, like they're in the business of reselling, so they know what things go for, and they actively use eBay all the time. So it's harder. You can still find profitable flips. A lot of people at my thrift store, they'll go buy something for $5 or $10, and then they'll take it to the pawn shop and get $30 that day, and let the pawn shop sell it for $100. I know a lot of people do that, but I don't do any of that. And then how much do you travel out of your area to hit thrifts? So I do a lot of online sourcing. A lot of people have requested those videos, so I'll be pumping those out eventually too. But I go to Vegas, which is 2.5 hours away, typically once a month, sometimes twice. And then I'm always looking for an excuse to go visit my in-laws and my family up north. So I go to northern Utah, which has a population of about 2 million people in under 80 square miles. So it's awesome, a big city. They have tons and tons of thrift stores. So like I'm actually a little behind on my inventory and all that stuff right now because I just went to northern Utah for 4 days. And during those 4 days, I think I got like 412 items to flip on eBay. So that's cool. So every day I just go to a few thrift stores in town here in my small town in St. George. Everyone knows that I live in St. George. It's pretty apparent. So in St. George, I just go to my one big Deseret Industries, and then every Monday and Thursday, I also head up to another small town that's like 40 minutes away. And then I just go to Vegas and northern Utah here and there. Flipping from the trailer said sold a bat today. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, bats are awesome. And again, disclaimer, just like anything, not every bat is worth a ton of money. So you got to do your research, and not every bat from a high-end brand is worth a ton of money. So you got to look up model numbers. But yeah, bats and golf clubs, very lucrative market, and a lot of people are afraid to ship them, so there's less competition. Thank you for your videos. I really appreciate the tricks and tips. Thank you. Sorry, I scrolled a little too far. How did you learn how to list with keywords properly, and what exact psychology would you study? So, how did I learn? Very early on into just through YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you know Rake in Profits. He did this series of videos. I think he had like some sort of Facebook group or something where he did lives where they would all research items together. So someone said sunglasses, and so he would type in sunglasses, and then he would filter to $50 plus, and then they would see all of the items selling for at least $50 or more. And he's like, oh, as you guys can see, a very common pair of sunglasses that sells for $50 or more are Ray-Bans, and you guys are seeing a lot of Oakley. And then that's just how I started to do my research. And then you look into those listings and see what kind of keywords are making them sell for even more. So for example, Tommy Bahama shirts, embroidered shirts sell for more. And if you include the word embroidered, then you're going to get to a better demographic of people looking for a more expensive shirt. Just as one small example. What's your average cost of goods? It is about $3.76. How do you ship long items? That is a up and coming video. A lot of people are requesting that. I'll be doing that in the next day or 2 or 3 or 4, but probably you guys know how often I post on YouTube, so it'll be quick. Have you been at this a while, or did your YouTube blow up overnight? So I got monetized in 11 days, and I've been going hard on YouTube for 31 days. So yeah, I've blown up essentially overnight, which I'm super grateful for. I do a lot of research on how to grow on YouTube, and then I just try to create as much value as I can in every single video that I do, and that has led to my relative success. Ethan says, I'm in men's clothing, but do you advise changing to an everything seller? Seems like you do exceptionally well as an everything seller. Yeah, so that's a double-edged sword. A lot of people do better only selling in one category because they can focus on it and learn how to find those items more often, and you can lower your cost of goods, and you're going to run into less returns and less defects because you know more about the items. I wouldn't necessarily recommend being an everything seller because it's really hard to know a lot of things about everything. So you're going to get more returns. So I'd say the average person that's niched down has like a 2.5% return rate or less. And I'd say the average everything seller has like a 7% return rate because it's just impossible to know everything about everything. But yeah, just do what's best for you and your business. You can start to expand and add a few categories in here and there and just see how it does for you. But it's a case-by-case basis. But I love selling everything because I have the mind that loves to research. So I love researching. Lisa says, we love your value that you give. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nora with the $5 super chat says, I have been enjoying your channel and content. No question. Currently just here to listen in and say thank you. Hey, thank you so much. That's awesome. Kristen Crow says, you should make a video of how to ship big items, like maybe even like a 30 to 40 pounds. Nervous about shipping big stuff and having enough supplies handy. So I just did a video essentially about that, about my policies and how I list that. And then I guess I can go into more detail about how to actually wrap it and stuff. But I did actually just post that video today. It's good to be stoic. Yep, it is. Sunny Scout says, dude, I've already made more sales off your tips. Thank you for what you provide for us. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate. I did a video. I think it's called Ultimate Guide to selling remote controls on eBay, and one guy commented saying, "You hear that sucking noise? That's the noise of 5,000 new remote sellers sucking your profits away." And I commented back and I said, "Man, I would be honored if 5,000 people were able to make a full-time living or increase their income because of me." And that truly is my mindset here. Like I would love for more people to have a better quality of life because they found me on YouTube. That's awesome. That is way cooler than making an extra $48 a day on eBay to me. Duckman says, "I get the dopamine hit when I get the cha-ching notification from a sold item." Yep. That's also a big hit of dopamine every time you get a sale. Pokemaster Zen says, "North Cal and sunny." Man, I live in a very sunny town and it was super rainy and overcast today. I love the heat. I'm not a rain or winter guy. NorCal scores. Oh shoot, I accidentally scrolled away. Anonymous says $100 a day with only 4K subs. Damn. Yeah, it's there's a couple different strategies on how to so like for example, if you make a gaming YouTube channel, every 1,000 views, you're only going to make about $2 from AdSense. But because my videos are educational and teaching people how to make money online, my average ad revenue per 1,000 views is $26. And then YouTube takes 45% of that. So I make like $13 every 1,000 views. If I was a live gaming channel about Fortnite, I would probably make about 90 cents. Well, like $1.25 for every 1,000 views. So that's why I'm able to make a little bit more with the small amount of subs that I have. NorCal says, "I was searching for Tommy Bahama Disney shirts today. LOL. I didn't find one, but I will still be looking." Yeah, those are very uncommon. There's a reason that they sell for $200 or $300 each. But when you find one, you're gonna do a little happy dance for sure. Utah has some good spots. Yeah, I love Utah. 100 viewers, clapping emoji. Yeah, sweet. We currently have 102 active listeners with 61 likes. Thank you guys very much. Thrift stores in my area are trash. Yeah, so I have a lot of people comment on my videos like, "Wow, I wish I had your thrift stores here in Florida," or "I wish I could find those items in Kentucky," or things like that. I always comment back and I'm like, "Yeah, but I touched 4,500 pieces of clothing today to find 21 items." So like sometimes you just got to drive a little farther, touch a little more search through more items, and it's a grind. There's nothing easy about this. A lot of YouTubers will say that this is really easy because it gets more clicks, and so I understand why. But yeah, like if you're expecting eBay reselling to be easy, you're at the wrong place. So do you feel like there isn't a downside to hitting the same stores all week? I try to not hit the same spots, but seem like you do well, and it'll be easier not having to find new stores daily. LOL. So my thrift store in St. George is a little different because they only restock one time a day. So I get there at 9 a.m. in the morning, and it's a freaking mad dash for all the new items, because they're not going to put out new items throughout the day. So that's why it's lucrative for me to go to the same store every single morning, because they only put new stuff out once a day and I get there when they put it out. But if you have stores that are restocking all day long, it's not lucrative to go to those stores every single day because people are going there all day long getting those new items. And then by the time you get there, there may be none because you don't know exactly when they put the good stuff out. The green room was before many of your times. Haha. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Dude, Andy, so meta, man. You are saying a lot of things that I just do not understand. Lisa, Christina confirmed. Oh, just talking to each other. Being an everything seller is much more fun though, Ella. Yeah, I agree. It's especially for my research-oriented mind. I love learning new things every day, and my job teaches me a lot of new things every day, so it's really fun. Said you liked the name. I took an old double-wide trailer on my property and made it into my eBay office and storage. That's where it came from. Yeah, flipping from the trailer. That's cool. You have, oh shoot. Wheezy says, you have inspired me to post more on eBay and sales have increased. Also, now I'm buying remotes. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Post more, sell more. But you got to keep in mind the quote where they say practice makes perfect, but it's actually perfect practice makes perfect. So just make sure that your quality of items and your title structures and keywords and listings and policies are all quality. And the more you list, the more you'll sell. Do you have multiple accounts for eBay? Are you afraid it could be suspended? Nope, I have one account and I'm not afraid of being suspended because I don't do anything shady on eBay. Shady. And I'm constantly researching about Veros and things like that so I can avoid them. And we, as sellers, are eBay's customers. So I call into eBay all the time to ask questions, to chat, to establish a presence as a very important and loyal customer. And so I get treated very well when I call eBay on the phone because I always am a nice guy when I call, and I call in often and I see how eBay's doing. I'm also invested in eBay, so I also get the really, really, really detailed reports about revenue. Because I'm invested in the company, I also get very quick access to new information about peak times to sell, peak items that are selling, because they tell their investors a lot of really detailed information. So that's a really good big super hack. You just have to own one share of eBay to get those emails. And I think I'll just tell you the current price for eBay is, I think it's like $40 for one share. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Do not listen to what I say. Spend your money and invest your money how you see fit. Do not make decisions based on my entertainment. eBay is currently $45.60 a share. They said if you chase two rabbits, but they also say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Which is it? So very good question. So you can't take everything completely literal. So the way that I don't put all my eggs in one basket is I learn what to do if the basket gets disintegrated. So like if I ever was suspended on eBay or if my account got hacked or anything like that, I know how to pivot. And then I also set up multiple streams of income. So that way, if I lose one of those streams, I can pivot and start increasing another stream. So that way I'm not left holding the bag. But yeah, if you spread your attention across multiple things, you will make a little bit of money in multiple ways. But if you focus your attention on one or two things, you will make a ton of money in one or two ways. And then as you get better and better at one thing, you'll realize that there's multiple streams of income doing that one thing. So that's what I recommend. Another good tip, I buy anything in big tall for 3XL. Yep. So the big and tall sizes and big sizes in general sell better. How many hours do you work a day? I love working, so I don't need to, but I work on average 12 hours a day. I really enjoy it. With reselling, people have had the famine mentality even before mainstream YouTube. Yeah, it's just across all industries, 10 to 20% of people do really well. And then like 40 to 60% do all right. And then 5 to 20% kick and scream and say the sky is falling. So it all depends on your mentality, how much you're willing to work and how much you're willing to research and get better at your job. If you just continually get better at your job every single day, you'll never need to make a post that sales are slow or eBay is terrible. A lot of people are going to disagree with that, but that's okay. Let's see here. Do you mind making a video on how to use Terapeak? Thank you all that you have done thus far. It's really valuable. Yeah, I can make a video on how to do research with Terapeak. I don't use it very often just because the eBay sold section is so amazing that Terapeak really isn't. I've opened Terapeak twice in the last 2 years, but it's definitely lucrative. But yeah, I'll make a video on it, but I actually recommend just using the filtered to solds on eBay. That's all the information you need. When will Scout enter the chat? Scout has entered the chat in normal videos and in live videos a couple of times. I don't think she'll be entering the chat tonight, but next live I'll open with Scout so you guys can say hi. Scout is my dog, if you guys are new here or didn't know that. Joey Bravo said, I liked that video of you thrifting and just grabbing everything. LOL, that thrift store was madness. Yeah, my thrift store every morning is pretty nuts because of those few details that I said about how they only put out new items in the morning. So it gets pretty nuts. Man, appreciate the info. I just want to say, man, you seem very genuine, and what you're giving out can help people really change their lives. Easily one of the best people on this platform. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate that compliment and those nice words. That is my goal, is to provide extreme value. One of my goals in life is I just kind of have this thing where, like, when I die, as morbid as that sounds, like, I want to be able to fill a football stadium with people there. They could say, hey, like, this man changed my life. I would much rather have 1 million people say that their life was changed by me than to have $1 million in my bank account. But I'd rather have both. So I'm doing that. I remember and interacted in the green room. Yeah, so, some people are talking back and forth about the green room. I don't know what that means. On your store, how many days does it take on average for one of your items to sell? I'm curious how fast you are selling through your inventory. So right now I have 2,100 items, and in the last 90 days, I have sold 1,700. So my sell-through rate would roughly be about every 110 days. I got a Vero after the sale for allowing international shipping, even though the buyer was from Arizona for Maui Gym sunglasses at $275 sale price. Yeah, that sucks. You got it. You just because you've sold something, like, so I got a Vero early on because I sold a SoClean. It's a CPAP cleaner. I guess you're able to sell the CPAP unit, but you're not allowed to sell the filter inside of it. And the one I sold had a filter, and so I got a Vero for it like 75 days after I sold it. So just because you've sold it doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet. So make sure that you're only selling things that are allowed to be sold on the platform. What level is your store? I have a premium store subscription. I think it's $60 or $70 a month. June 21st is the shareholder call this year. Yep. Yeah, I got that on my calendar. I also am a shareholder in all the major big tech companies like Amazon and Facebook and Apple and Microsoft. First of all, because I think they're good investments, and second of all, because I get all the information about what's truly going on behind closed doors in those companies. And with that knowledge, I'm able to do better on eBay and YouTube and all my businesses in general. I took your advice and used the highest price selling item with the eBay keywords. Your videos has the best info for me. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Calling into eBay is key when you are unsure. Like when you mentioned knives, they literally walk me through the policies and countries to exclude. Yep. It's really awesome. When in doubt, call eBay. I call them all the time. I say, hey, I just got this TENS unit, which is one of those handheld units that you can like stick wires and a pad like on your muscles that'll like stimulate the muscles for you. And I'm like, this is kind of a medical advice, but you don't need a prescription to obtain one of these. I'm just going to call eBay and ask. I called eBay and they said, yeah, sorry, TENS units aren't allowed to be sold on the platform just because we've run into issues with that. And I said, yeah, sweet. Glad I called in and asked. So yeah, it's just about creating a relationship and establishing yourself as an awesome customer, because we are eBay's customers. See, I can learn to speak in complete sentences. Good job, Andy. Christian Crow says, how many items do you list per day? How do you get the motivation? I do 25 items every single day, Monday through Sunday, every single day, 7 days a week. I don't know. I'm a weird individual. I love working, so I've never really struggled with motivation. like, I hate saying this because I don't sound relatable, but I think I have struggled to list items like 3 times out of the last 600 days that I've been selling on eBay. I just really enjoy working, so I don't really have the best advice on how to stay motivated because I just kind of always consistently am. Sorry. What do you think about Whatnot? Whatnot's cool. I've bought some basketball cards on Whatnot, but again, I'm not going to mess around with other platforms that are going to take time away from me making money that I already know how to make. But if I ever did see an opportunity to add it to my business that it would actually create a lot of value for me, I'd be open to do it. ¿Qué onda, mi mejor amigo? Andrea Cabrera just said, "What's up, my best friend?" I speak Spanish for those of you that don't know. Dude, nothing much. Having a good time. Thank you so much for the information. Do you recommend paying for a group, like, for example, Chris from Data Refinement? I do. The reason why I say this humbly, I really don't want this to be misconstrued. I didn't sign up for that group to learn more about eBay, as arrogant as that sounds. Like, there wasn't really much for me to learn from that group. But the reason why I'm a part of that group is because it's just a reminder to always be improving, to always be expanding and learning about the platform. One thing so a lot of people that aren't religious, for example, don't click away. This is actually really good information, I believe. A lot of people that aren't Christian ask other Christians, why do you go to church? Like, why isn't just believing in Jesus Christ and having a relationship with him enough? And the answer is we very quickly forget. So, like, I go to church every week to remind myself to, like, have that relationship and to keep doing my Christian things that I want to do every day. When I am lifting, when I work out, I listen to podcasts around working out because I learn things here and there, but it's also a reminder of, like, hey, it's really beneficial to mix this in. And it just reminds you of good practices. So I encourage the average individual to sign up for a group like that, because it keeps you accountable. It teaches you a ton about eBay. You learn from NoCal Scores just subscribed to be a member. That's so cool. Welcome to the support group, NorCal Scores. Yeah, so I recommend that the average person. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm getting really, really scatterbrained here. I just sold. I want to be transparent with you guys. In the last 7 minutes, I've sold 2 items. One of them was a Carhartt bib. You know, those huge overalls. I just sold one of those for $40. And then I just sold a Yamaha receiver that weighs 36 pounds for $125. So don't be afraid to ship big stuff. But yeah, I would recommend that the average person joins a group just to remind them to keep getting better every single day. You're going to get to a point, if you do join a group like that, if you're committed and driven, you're going to get to a point where you're not really learning too much anymore, but it's still worth it to stay in a group of like-minded people and to keep reminding yourself, hey, I gotta keep getting my reps in. Christian is saying to invest in NVIDIA. You should have done that a while ago. What would be your top 10 best-selling items excluding clothing? I just went over 5. So those 5 plus. I like to sell routers. Routers sell really well. I'm just kind of looking around the things that I sell. I sell computer mouses as well. I like to sell baseball mitts, baseball bats. There's a lot of really good categories. You just got to hop onto YouTube and see what's going on. Killa Eclipse says, we need the J-Ride Flips group, man. I feel with your desire to give excellent information, your group would be a no-brainer to be a part of. Hey, thank you so much for that. I'm still exploring what ways I'm going to do this. I think what I'm most likely going to do is set up a podcast here in YouTube. So you don't have to go to like Patreon or Discord or any of those other apps. I think I will eventually start a podcast where I just charge $9.99 a month that gives you access to that podcast, and I'll just do that weekly, and I'll give really good advice there. I think that's eventually what I'll do. I don't know about a group. I may do that. I have a few other YouTubers reaching out to me wanting to work with me as well. So I'm just exploring a bunch of different options and keeping my mind open to things like that. But it's really encouraging to hear, because Ethan also says I would 100% join the J Ride Flips group. Yeah, thank you very much. That's definitely a thing I'm considering. I think I'm going to go more the podcast route, but I'm open to a lot of different things. What do you like to do in your free time, hobbies, family stuff? I really love basketball. I'm an NBA super fan. I know too much about grown men that play a sport on TV. And then I really love exploring and hiking. I've recently started to get into golf. I really enjoy sports, and to be honest, one of my hobbies is working. As boring as that sounds. Christian said he got into NVIDIA at $172. Yeah, that's really good. He's making some money there. What does Chris and Tech feel about you being an everything seller? I sell a little bit of everything as well. Yeah, they don't hate on everything sellers. They give really good business advice. The best way to be successful at a business is to become an expert and to learn how to get things at a fast rate. So I would say Chris knows me individually a little bit. He's watched a few of my YouTube videos, and he did that short little interview with me on the live call. I've never had a conversation with Tech and Sports. I don't know what his opinion on me is. I don't know if he even has an opinion on me. Like it is what it is. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I'm just here to get it from me and my family. But yeah, they don't hate everything sellers. They just know that there's a better way. There's a better seamless way to do things, and that they're correct on that. A lot of people are saying they agree the podcast is the way to go. Yeah, I've always known that I would eventually get into public speaking and podcasts. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. My husband is the same. His hobby is working. Yeah, we're awesome, dude. When your hobby makes you money, cheat code. All right, and then I've been doing this for about an hour and 41 minutes, and my wife is definitely out of her online class, so I'm going to go hang out with her and catch up. So thank you guys, everyone, for coming. There's 2 more questions, so I'll answer those, and then I'll hop off here. It says, can you do a video on eBay to eBay flips? Yeah, I'll definitely do that. That is, when we're talking about value and the secret sauce, that is a really good video. So I'll include one of those soon. And then Lisa says, why don't you create a group? Right now it's definitely too early. I'll explore that option for sure, but we'll see what's popping. And then Doug says, the reason I'm an everything seller is because I can't source enough of one specific category to keep my sales consistent. No Goodwill bins here by me, and prices are too high. Yep. Especially when I started, that's why I continued down the path of everything seller. I've gotten better at sourcing, but yeah, like a lot of people have death piles. I've never had a death pile. Like my biggest issue in my business is not having enough product to sell. So I feel your pain there. But yeah, on that note, guys, keep learning every single day. Enjoy what you do. Keep working on that work-life balance that we all so covet every day. Just a last word of advice here before I hop off, dude. Things just take time. Try to save 10% of your income, and then just give it time, and you're gonna be you're gonna be loving life. So, guys, this was awesome. Like, I think I got a few people signed up to be supporters, just to give me $2.99 a month. That's so awesome. I had a ton of people give me super likes or super chats. Dude, guys, I'm so grateful for that. And we got 70 likes on this video. If you want to drop a like on your way out, that really supports the channel. I really appreciate everything you guys you guys do for me. Thank you so much. This YouTube adventure is freaking awesome. I really appreciate you guys being here. But yeah, you guys have a great night, and wake up tomorrow and kill it on eBay. Let's go. Thanks, guys.